Be ready. 10 seconds to go. Start. Mr. Deputy Speaker, Sir, Railway, as a national undertaking and as a main carrier of goods and passengers in the country, have no doubt given a good account of themselves, both as regards goods and passenger traffic. Figures have been furnished to us, and the rate of progress has been shown. They are improving, though there is still room for improvement. I congratulate the ministry on some of the amenities and facilities that have been given recently and on the steps taken towards improving the passenger facilities, especially the introduction of sleeping coaches for the passengers. In spite of all the progress that we have achieved, and in the light of the information that has been furnished by the ministry, I would like to bring to the notice of the ministry one feature, and I would like to ask whether they have been proceeding in the right direction and whether the anticipated progress will be maintained. Reference to selected commodity movements in relation to production has been made. The Honorable Minister has been pleased to state that the bulk of the production, particularly in the basic industries and heavy industries, has been carried to the extent of 95% by the railways. No doubt it is good thing. If we closely scrutinize the list, we would find that the controlled articles or the low rated articles are carried to a greater extent by the railways. In respect of these articles, the railways have been preferred, but where the high rated articles come in, that is, articles like cloth, sugar, sugarcane, cotton, salt, and manufactured fabrics, we find that the railways have not been carrying enough quantities. There has been an admission to this effect by the ministry. It has been said that the railways have not been getting their due income in this regard, owing to the fact that other modes of transport have been encroaching on the railways. This is a serious factor to be noticed. No doubt the low rated traffic is being carried by the railways, but the cream, that is, the articles which yield greater revenue, is being diverted and carried by other modes of transport. If we take road transport and the competition of roads, and if we envisage further road competition in the near future, I wish to state that whereas the capital invested by the railways as against that of the roadways worked up to 25%, the capital is 4 times in the case of the railways. This is a serious matter. If the railways have the monopoly of carrying only the low rated traffic, the income of the railways in this respect will be only diminishing hereafter. Coming to the passenger traffic, though there has been a slight improvement in this regard, and though we can take into consideration the increase in population and the development of industries and commerce, the increased travel mindedness among the people, the progress is very little. Much of the revenue is taken away by the other modes of transport. Even though we have been given a rosy picture in these documents, still I am very doubtful whether we will be able to maintain this and compete with the road transport. When the Neogi Committee's report comes in, we may consider this aspect in detail. But this is a matter which has to be taken into consideration by the railways earnestly, and they should not sleep over the mere fact that they have been showing some progress. I must also congratulate the Honorable Minister on the steps he has taken in organizing the research, designing, and standardization organization. This has been effected only on the mechanical side. Some mechanical improvements and design researches have been made. I would suggest that in order to avoid delays, to take stock of all the competitions that the railways is likely to face in the near future, a similar organization should be set up to study into the working of the railways and to organize in a planned manner the traffic development, the amenities to be provided, the means to be adopted for coordinating the working of the different railways. Sir, I will make one more point. It seems that in India, time is the cheapest thing in the world. This is what the railway people think. There is not even a single train in the country which runs in time. For these delays, the railways should be made to compensate every passenger for the loss of his time. Then only the railway administration will be toned up. If only every passenger is compensated for the loss of his time by the late running of the trains, then only it is possible to increase the efficiency of the railways. Moreover, it will help railways to attract more passenger traffic, which otherwise it is losing slowly to other modes of transport like roadways, airlines, etc. Stop